What's going on, guys? I'm Fuller with Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube. And if you've been following us for a while or if you've played around on the website, it's probably obvious to see that we run a lot of hybrid tires here. So hybrid, RT, people call them a few different names, but they're both generic terms here for a cross between an all-terrain tire and a mud-terrain tire. And obviously they're super popular. Like I said, they're all over the website. They're on trucks all over the gallery. Almost all the guys here are running some kind of hybrid or RT tire on their truck. And we want to kind of explain to you why even going into 2022 here, we're still seeing this as being the most popular type of tire. So if you aren't familiar, a hybrid is a cross between an all-terrain tire and a mud-terrain tire, and it kind of gets the best of both worlds so that you have some on-road performance where you're able to drive comfortably on the road. You don't have quite as much noise as a mud tire, but you still get that aggressive look. Obviously, on these big lifted trucks, you don't want some P-rated, some passenger-rated tire on there that has no aggressive sidewall at all, and it's just this smooth sidewall that looks like a highway tire that belongs on a semi or something. That's not what we're looking for. We want that aggressive look. That's why we put the lift kits on, the bumpers, all that stuff. You're going for that total look, but you don't necessarily want to sacrifice your ride quality, or just the noise is probably the biggest thing that turns most people away from going with a full-blown mud tire. Now, back in the day, you really had two options. You had radial tires, and then you had these big giant mud boggers, and that were just complete trash to drive on the street. Then as time went on, tire technology improves. You have now our main designations of all-terrain, mud-terrain, and hybrid tire. And that's where we get those three from now. And like I said, the hybrid just kind of combines the best of both worlds there. We'll show you some examples here because I can pull out, actually they're all from the Radar line. But they've got all three of those options for you, and they actually have even more than that, and they've got quite a bit of different sizes and whatnot. So I'll kind of show you so you can see in real life what the difference is between them if you're trying to decide what to go with for your build. So obviously, with hybrid tires being the most popular tire out there on the market, there's a bunch of different companies that are making these hybrid tires, and they're in all of the sizes that you're looking for. When you look at companies like Venom Power, like Versatire, Radar is one of them, Fury is a huge one in the market, where they're making tires that are 33s for 24-inch wheels, and they're making 13.5 or 14.5-inch wide. Some companies all the way up to 15.5-inch wide, so that when you're running the 14-inch wide wheels or the 16-inch wide wheels, you have decent tire selections that you still get the aggressive look, but you don't necessarily have to go with a full-blown mud tire, and you can run skinny sidewalls if that's what you're into, if that's the look that you're going for. So obviously here, like I said, these are all from the Radar lineup. You've got your MT closest to me here. Obviously, this is a good choice if you're trying to get that more aggressive look. What we're really talking about here is the hybrid, and I'll get to that. But this way, side by side, you can kind of see the differences of what we're looking at. You got these big, giant, especially the side shoulder lugs, with tons of space here in the tread voids. Then when you move to an all-terrain tire, you see this is a lot tighter packed. The tread voids aren't nearly as large. The sidewall is not quite as aggressive, and everything's just closer together. This is going to give you the best on-road performance, but not necessarily the best traction in an off-road situation, and that's where we jump to the hybrid tire. So this, on the outside, you're still seeing these nice large tread blocks with these big tread voids. You've got the stone ejectors in there as well. Radar does some unique things with their sidewalls too, so they got like the skull on this side, which is neat. And they also offer these in a bunch of sizes, anywhere from as small as like 285s, I believe I saw in there. Essentially 33 is probably gonna be the smallest size that most of you guys are looking for, all the way up to 37 by 13.5. And they also make the 13.5s in the 35s as well, which is what Dustin is running on here, and I believe he's got 24s on there. So lots of size offerings for these guys, and the biggest point when it comes to price, like on the Radars, you're gonna find these guys for like anywhere from $600 to $800 cheaper than some of the big name tires out there, which is another valid point to bring up. Radar's been around for a long time. Their parent company's been around since like 2003, and Radar's been making tires since 2006. They also started in like the passenger car lineup and eventually morphed their way into trucks, but they've been around for a while, and the parent company manufactures several different brands that you're probably familiar with. But some people hear Radar tires and they're not super familiar with them, but if you've been in the truck world for any amount of time, you know that there's tons of people all over running this, and you can see that in our gallery. It's very evident there. Also on these Radar Renegade RTs, you're gonna find that they come with up to a 45,000 mile treadwear warranty, which is kind of unheard of in this lower price point. Radar 2, on these hybrid tires, you can get the load range and the load index that you're looking for. Most all of their truck size tires that are not P-rated tires are going to be F-load or E-load, and they've got a high enough load index that if you're doing towing, you're not gonna have to worry about anything there. If you're putting them on a heavy duty truck, you're good to go. If you've got a 2500 or 3500, you're fine to go with these Radar tires in their hybrid lineup. It gives you that on-road that we talked about, especially when towing. You don't want some big, giant, aggressive mud tire that's gonna be throwing stones at your nice trailer. So that's where these Radars with this closer center tread pattern aren't gonna pick up the rocks nearly as much as a full-blown mud tire would. And that goes for rocks, debris, really anything on the roadway. So that's why the hybrid tires are so popular. That's why we keep talking about them. That's why you see them all over the website. If you guys are looking for tires or any other information on truck stuff, feel free to check out our YouTube channel. Otherwise, we got all this information on the website. Radar's got a bunch of inventory right now, which is one of the hardest things to deal with. So if you need tires now, we definitely got you covered there. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Peace.